How's it going, everyone? So corn has definitely got to be one of my favorite summer crops to grow, purely because there's a massive difference in the taste compared to your own homegrown corn and corn bought from the supermarket. So I'm going to be growing some down just behind me in a plot that I dug up a couple of weeks ago. So I'm just going to be planting a hybrid super sweet or sweet corn variety, and I'll be also explaining how I've prepared the soil and also the best planting method for planting your corn. So I'll quit the jabbering and we'll just get straight into planting. So here's a quick look at how the soil is. So this is the plot that I have got. It is right next to some basils that I've planted. I've just pulled this mulch aside, and it's prepared. It was prepared at the exact same time as the watermelons, which are just up there as well. So it was prepared the same way. So what I did is brought in about a bit over a wheelbarrow full of homemade compost and spread it out over this area. Then I did also add some blood and bone and just slightly dug that in, and then put on a good thick layer of this pea straw mulch, and that's just been sitting here, and the worms and other microorganisms have been working it over the past couple of weeks, so it looks really nice. It stayed nice and moist, and it looks absolutely beautiful and fertile for planting the corn in. So now I'll get into how the best way and the best method to planting your corn is. Okay, so I've got my corn here, and I've grown these from seed myself, and they're really nice looking. They're probably about 5 centimeters or about 2 inches tall, so it's a great time to start planting them. So I'm just going to be planting them directly into this bed here. Now, the bed is quite narrow and it's not that big, and I've got about, I think, 15 plants or so, but that is how I like to plant corn. I like to plant corn quite a lot closer than recommended. And also the best, you really want to plant your corn in more of a block formation rather than, say, one long straight row. You want to plant them in blocks. Now this is because corn is wind pollinated, so it requires the wind to spread the pollen around so it can fertilize, and the corn kernels, which is actually the seed, they can actually form properly. So get straight into planting. So basically I'm just going to say, take this first one, pop it in the ground, like that. Take this other one and plant it quite closely. So I plant mine about 15 centimeters apart, 15-20 centimeters apart. I'm going to try and squeeze 3 in per sort of row. Okay, so I've got 3 in sort of on each width, and I'm going to be doing that but slightly trying to offset each one. So that way, no matter which direction the wind blows, the pollen will be spread to at least a couple of plants. So just keep that in mind for planting corn. You want to plant them in blocks or squares, not just like large rows. So try and have as big of a bulk as you can when you're planting corn. So many worms in here from all that compost that we added a couple of weeks ago. So many compost worms, which is awesome to see. Alright, now that I've finished planting these in a good block pattern, now I'm just going to respread this mulch back over them, only fairly lightly though, and then give them a really good water. Okay, so now I'm just going to water these in, and we are expecting a lot of rain this afternoon and also the next couple of days, but I'm still just going to give them a bit of a quick water in just so they don't stress, because it is still quite warm. And we're just coming out of a bit of a heat spell. So just going to give these guys a quick drink, just so they don't stress out. And now they're all planted. Okay, so the corn is now all done and planted, and as I said, we are expecting a lot of rain, which will be awesome for the corn, because they are a type of grass and they do grow very quickly, so a bit of extra water is actually probably better for them. So in terms of sort of like pests and other sort of nasties that will come, and pests and diseases that will come, corn is fairly good. I know definitely in the early stages sometimes slugs and snails can be a bit of a problem, so I will make sure I keep an eye on that. Over the next couple of days I'll be coming out regularly just to check on them. Other than that, they don't really get too many diseases. Sometimes powdery mildew, sometimes towards the end they might get some aphids, especially in the actual cobs of the corn, which can be a bit of a pain. But if you just keep an eye eye out for them and get on top of it early, there will be no real damage done. So that is pretty much the video. So thank you guys for watching, and thank you. Just want to give a quick shout out to the patrons, my patrons. Thank you guys so much. You guys are amazing. If you want to check out Patreon, I'll leave a little link in the YouTube card in the top right corner for you. Otherwise, at the end there'll be a bit of a tile that you can go and click on and have a suss if you want. So if you like that video, make sure you give it a big thumbs up. And pop down in the comment suggestions or questions, pop them down in the comments box below, or if you want to say g'day, pop that down as well. And if you haven't subscribed, make sure you do. Click on my face, I'll be popping around here somewhere, and that way you'll stay notified and updated for whenever I post a new video here on YouTube. You can come along and suss out what I'm talking about or what I'm growing. So again, hope you guys like that video, and I hope you're all having a cracker of a week, and I will catch you guys next time. Cheers all.